Welcome back to Temple tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest joining us today. We have Aiden, Nick, and Michael from American Ink. Give them a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, this is my first time hosting an episode where we have a live musical guest, so I'm very excited. Tell me a little bit about how you guys got together as a group. How do you guys know each other?
Yeah, so we're all from the Boston area. We grew up there together. I actually met Michael through a program called School of Rock. It was a Green Day camp, or a Green Day themed camp that week. And Michael was also doing another camp called Plugged In, where he met our drummer Nick. And he introduced me, and the three of us got along and started playing together. And that was around like freshman year of high school, 2017.
Wow,
Yeah.
so you guys have been doing this for a long time together.
A while, yeah.
How has your style, do you think, evolved over time as you guys have been performing together?
Yeah, it's so funny because I think that like they had a sleepover, Michael and Aiden, like one of the first nights they met or something, or like and just wrote a bunch of songs together. A lot of which ended up like turning into our first EP. So they kind of already like had it down as far as the meat and potatoes of what we were going to sound like. And then when I came in, we just started building off of that. We had our first two projects produced by his dad in his attic, and then we started self-producing our music. So I think that helped our sound evolve quite a bit as well. But yeah, we just used our influences and let time do its thing, I guess.
That's amazing. So what is the process like from, oh, we have an idea, we want to write a song, to it's done, it's out, we're going to release it, we're going to start performing it?
Yeah, you want to take that one?
Sure, yeah. I mean, usually one of us, typically Aiden or I, will have an idea either for like a verse or a chorus. Usually we'll just start as like a guitar part and a melody, and we'll bring it to the band, we'll workshop it together. And usually actually in the process of like trying to record it, trying to demo it, we end up structuring it, figuring out, okay, well, where are there going to be verses, where's the bridge going to be, like is there going to be a guitar solo, this kind of thing. Then once we do that, once we have like a solid demo of the song, we'll re-record it, like final takes of everything, and then Nick spends 100 hours producing
Nick
it.
our stuff, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's super impressive. So does it feel like putting on a different hat when you're going from like producing to like recording or performing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the same thing with like, it's not just me who can say that. I think we all agree, like when we're writing in the studio, piecing things together, it's totally different than when we're on stage. A lot of parts of it are similar as far as our chemistry, I think, because we still have studio chemistry even though we have live chemistry. But there's a good amount of like, relation that we can all like sense with each other whether we're live or whether we're performing. But yeah, it's at the same time it's so different. But yeah,
That's something that I've always wondered, is because I feel like when you're recording in the studio, there's such a different energy than when you are in front of like all of these people and you're performing live. How do you think performing in front of an audience affects your performance?
The nerves kick in. You definitely start to move around a lot more. Yep. In the studio, it's a lot more contemplative, a lot more just kind of working as a team to like just push out like the best performance possible. While live, it's just whatever goes, and it's just you just let it all out on stage. Yeah. Especially for us, it's just like pure aggression.
I love that. What are like you were talking about that energy and the live? What are some of your favorite like stories or things that have happened to you while you guys have been performing? Because I assume that some crazy things goes down at these shows.
Ooh, my favorite one recently was this summer. We played a show at this venue in Boston that we played at a lot called the Middle East. But it was one of their newer rooms that was a bigger capacity, and it's one of our new favorite places to play. But we had, I remember Aiden, like in the middle of one of our songs we never really play live, called Nosferatu. Aiden went down like on the floor where everybody was, even though the stage is elevated, obviously, so he's separated from us. And a whole circle like formed around him in the middle of this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'd never seen us do anything like that, so that was probably something for me.
That's some real rock star stuff
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, the crowd wasn't moving, and it was like an energetic song. So I just like was like, all right, I can't do this. So I just went down there and I just made them. Yeah.
If they're not partying, you have to go party with them.
Exactly.
Of course.
That got them going.
Yeah.
It was great after that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That gives me like Mick Jagger. That gives me a lot of like old rock and roll. Who are some of your inspirations, each of you, for your sound and then your performance style?
Yeah.
You want to start?
Ooh, performance style. You know what's funny is I've been recently catching some of the things I've been doing on stage. I'm like, this is kind of giving like Brian Bell of Weezer. Like some of the things I do of like physically while I'm playing.
Yeah.
I don't know what's influenced my guitar playing, but probably also a lot of Weezer.
Yeah, awesome.
The biggest one for me, I always say, is Travis Barker. He's definitely my idol. He kind of has my dream career too, because he became big with Blink-182, his three-piece band, and I'm in a three-piece band who are big fans of Blink-182. And he's also a producer. He drums for a lot of different styles, different artists, which I like doing too. So I think both in the studio and performance, Travis Barker is definitely my big inspiration.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Nick. I mean, Blink-182, I think it's just all of our that's the artist we all bonded over. When we first started playing together, that was the first kind of couple songs we learned were Blink-182 songs, and so whenever I'm on stage, I'm always emulating Mark Hoppus, the bass player. A lot of 90s bands just like that energy, jumping around.
Yeah,
just having fun, getting the audience engaged.
You're a big Nirvana. We got you.
Big Nirvana guy. Yeah.
100%. And you guys are going to be performing a song on the show right here. So what song are you guys going to be performing, and how is the process of creating that song?
Yeah, so we're going to be performing a song called Cloudwalker. And I wrote this song post-COVID. It's about just being able to get outside again, enjoying the fresh air. It was also a post-relationship for me, so it was a little bit of that as well, just being able to breathe a little bit more as well there. But Michael came in with a riff, and we were actually just talking about this backstage, but he had the riff in a completely different kind of context, with different chords under it and everything, and I heard it, and I heard it going in a certain direction, and I pushed the song in a completely different direction. Nick pulled it in another direction, and it all just kind of came together and formed like a song that I think we'd all agree is one of our best. I think it's great.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear it. Thank you guys so much. Give them a hand, folks. We will be right back with more Temple Tonight.